Welcome to the show radio. And now, here is your host, Andrew Alliance.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the show radio. My name is Andrew. I'm the host and editor-in-chief of the show radio. This is episode 242 of the show. Welcome wherever you're listening from. I love saying this because it is awesome every single time. Whether you're listening from the east, from the west, from the north, from the south, I really thank you and appreciate you, the fact that you took the time to even, decide to come here to listen to this particular episode. So I thank you for that. If you are not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the show. It means a lot. So here we are, another episode of the show radio, episode 242. This is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info for my archive and past shows. Subscribe on iTunes at theshowradio.info/iTunes, which you'll hear that information again later on in the show, which is awesome. Also, check it out. My Ori review is up. I don't know if you guys checked it out. That'll be at theshowradio.info/241. So once you hit that link, it'll take you to the Ori review that I did. So I hope you enjoy that. That game is amazing. Definitely check that out. But, I have a lot to talk to you about today, and I really want to get into it, right? But before we even get into this particular episode, I definitely want to, show some love to my sponsors. First up, ProXPN. Head over to theshowradio.info/ProXPN and use promo code SHORAM for 20% off the lifetime of your account. They're amazing. Next one is Audible. Audible has over 150,000 plus audiobooks to choose from. Get your first audiobook free with a 30-day free trial. Sign up today at theshowradio.info/audiobook. And one of the things I want to check out is I saw this thing called Business Secrets from the Bible or something like that. That book looks amazing. I definitely want to check that out. Also, you can check out books like Platform if you're considering to do a platform for yourself, podcasting, YouTube, or whatever the platform is, speaking engagements and different things like that. If that's the thing that you want to do, definitely check out Michael Hyatt's platform and how you share your stuff in this noisy world. Okay, so definitely check that out. Another book you can check out as well is Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, and anything with Seth Godin. Seth Godin has a lot of good stuff. Definitely check them out. Tribes, I believe, is one of them. And definitely check out those books on Audible. And 30-day free trial. That's awesome. You get your book free. Definitely check that out. Last but not least, Bluehost, built on open source technology and one of the world's largest providers of cloud-based online solutions. The show radio is powered by Bluehost. Sign up at theshowradio.info/Bluehost. So I got a couple of things I want to mention. Definitely want to talk about the fact that Zelda's delayed. We'll talk about that later. Some Google stuff. I'm going to actually scroll through. Dead Rising, Watchtower. I want to mention that. Symantec and Twitch. Joe Montana 16, Drive Club. Toe Jam and Earl, Xbox Live. What about Xbox Live 6 games? Marcus Phoenix Collection. Predator, Liu Kang in relation to Mortal Kombat X. What else we got? Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham City, Bloodborne. I'll probably touch a couple of thoughts on that. Metal Slug 3, Destiny's next update. What's in the future for that? Halo Online. I'm going to touch about that. Nintendo's deal with DNA. Going to talk about that and my thoughts on that. Satoru Iwata. In regards to Zelda, Netflix, and also Zelda being delayed. So that's pretty much the program for today. And that felt good. Maybe I should just do that from now on, so you kind of have an idea what you're going to get yourself into. Maybe, maybe I want to listen to it, maybe I don't, and maybe I just, don't want to do it. Okay, so here we are. So technology, definitely want to start there. Google Ads support. Now you can view your maps in Google Maps on March 18th, which passed, obviously. Google added Tidal Music, Bandcamp, and Mixcloud to musical freedom, which means that whatever you listen to, whether it's Bandcamp, Mixcloud, you can listen to it without it affecting your data. I guess that's how I understand that service to be. OpenTable now takes mobile payments. Google's Pony Express will allow Gmail users to pay all of their utility bills right from their inbox. I actually talked about that in my management class, and the professor mentioned that there'll definitely be some risks involved for that. And we'll have to see how that plays out, because a lot of companies are offering mobile pay. We already have Square, you have PayPal, you have Snapchat offering their version of pay. So all these companies are doing it. McDonald's is accepting, Apple Pay and Google Wallet and all those different things. So those things are definitely exciting. So definitely look for those things. Salt Lake City is getting Google Fiber next. Dead Rising Watchtower is not streaming on Crackle. So let's talk about that. I watched it. It was cool. I mean, it's just one of those things that you just, it's zombies, and there was some awesome camera angles in terms of, killing zombies and stuff like that. I sat through it and I enjoyed it. I think it was pretty cool. I think it was well done in terms of the presentation. I feel that it captured what Dead Rising is from what I remember it playing it, a couple of years ago. And I definitely think it's something that you should check out. And why not? It's on Crackle right now. Definitely check it out. 13 years after season 9, X-Files is coming back to stream or return to give us some more X-Files. I don't even know how to phrase that. So they're coming back with 6 episodes, basically, right? So X-Files is coming back. I'm excited about that. I always enjoyed X-Files for the mystery and the unsolved mysteries aspects of it. I thought it was always fantastic every time I checked it out. So it's coming back with 6 additional episodes. Hopefully they continue the show. Maybe they can get the entire cast back or a good portion of the cast back. At least get Scully and Mulder back, and that kind of thing. I'm excited about that. All right, so definitely check that out. Get the Galaxy S6 or S6 Edge and get 1 year of Netflix from T-Mobile. So I'm excited about that because I'm still torn. I'm being very indecisive about the phone that I want. I'm trying to figure out if I want to pay upfront $300 or do I pay monthly $600 to $700, right? Now, you would think that I want to pay upfront $300. I do, because if I do upfront $300 or $350, I'm not locked in. The phone's already unlocked, and I could do whatever I want to do with it if I choose the OnePlus One. If I choose the S6, then I have to unroot and do whatever I want to do to it. I gotta, install bloatware applications that I don't want on there. Then I have to, put a vanilla ROM on there, and I have to decide if I want to do that. So there's a whole bunch of different things involved. But, I want to maximize the use of the phone and its hardware, right? So I definitely want to max that thing out, and I really want to enjoy what the hardware is going to be. But my thing is, if I go from any phone from whatever I have now, which is the S3, to the next phone, it has to be a major change, right? It can't just be a somewhat of a change. It has to be a major change. So to me, it makes sense for me to go from the S3, which revolutionized whatever it was during that time when it first came out. Everybody was buying it. S3 was everywhere. Every news thing you looked at, everyone was getting the S3, if you remember, right? So I want to go from the S3 to something really revolutionary. And the next thing that would be really revolutionary for me, in my personal opinion, in terms of my taste and what I like when it comes to phones and stuff like that, is the S6. Not the Edge, because I don't care about the Edge in terms of it being the way it is. I want the Galaxy S6. So right now, that's the decision. $300 or $350 up front, or $600 to $700, over time, over the next 2 years. Now, it seems like every 2 years, I struggle to make that decision, even though I never left T-Mobile. I've been with T-Mobile for a couple of years now, maybe 10 plus at least. But I struggle to make the decision if I just want to roll over into the next big phone or next big thing. But yet I'm not leaving T-Mobile. So it just makes sense for me to either get the next generation thing, with the new hardware and everything that it's, I'm going to be definitely satisfied with that decision, or upgrade from the S3 to the OnePlus One. I know they just released a power bank recently, or they're coming out with it, which is going to be like $14.99 or something like that. You don't quote me on that, but I think it's $14.99. So, or go from the S3 to the OnePlus One, the S3 to the OnePlus One, and then, be okay, because, I'll have an upgrade for my camera, processing power, and all those different things. But I won't have expansion options for an expansion card. I won't be able to remove the battery and put a zero melon or zero lemon battery in there or anything like that. But I think those options will probably be available for the S6 because it'll be the next generation, the next big thing. Okay, so I'm working that out and definitely want to make the decision on that. And that's what's going on with that, data, okay, in that regard. Gaming news, Remedy CEO Matthias Millerine. I think I said that right. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Alan Wake franchise has sold more than 4.5 million units across the Xbox 360 and PC. Symantec says that folks are inflating Twitch viewership with malware. I want to get more into that, more into Twitch. I know I say that a lot, but now it's even, easier for me to do it because of the new TV. So a lot of things that, speaking of that, I definitely want to share with you. I got the Chromecast, and that thing is awesome. Like, you guys and gals didn't tell me how awesome it was. So now I'm experiencing it for the very first time, and this thing is absolutely incredible. So nobody told me, so I'm learning all this stuff on my own, right? I'm researching all this stuff on my own, and I'm learning how awesome it is. And the Chromecast on my TV is absolutely dope. I could just take whatever I want from this laptop here, and then if I want to listen to my show, okay, so here's what I do, right? When I'm listening to my show on my speakers on the TV and stuff like that, I will take I will cast a tab for play.pocketcast.com, right? And then I will push that to the TV, and then I'll listen to all my shows like on that, which is awesome. I just love doing that. So yeah, where am I right now? I'm totally lost, and I'm excited about that. Okay, so Semantic Twitch, Robotoki studio founder, Robert Bowling, he kind of moved away from the Robotoki thing, and he joins Humble Bundle, so definitely check that out. And I don't know, maybe you guys knew, but I didn't know that Joe Montana is actually coming with a football game in 2016. Apparently this game is going to run the Unreal Engine, and I didn't even know that he was coming back. The legend, Joe Montana, right? He's coming back, and he's gonna give us a football game. I'm excited to see what the football game is going to do in the Unreal Engine. Aren't you? I'm excited. I'm really hype about that. Drive Club, sadly, we still see it's plagued with a whole bunch of things, including layoffs. They're actually turning, I guess, their research and development into a service now, and they may even bring out the Drive Club Special Edition, whatever the Special Edition was supposed to be for Drive Club to the world. But it's sad to see, what the progression of how it started and where it is now, because I saw Drive Club and, I played it at E3 and it was absolutely amazing, and it was. I'm going to be honest, it was amazing, and why? Okay, so I'm thinking about something right now, and it's coming to me. So Forza 2 Horizon, the Fast Furious special, whatever it is, the standalone thing that you can buy for, which is not in my notes now, which is why I'm giving it to you. It's at $0 right now and 0 cents. You can pick it up for Xbox One or Xbox 360. It's the Fast Furious edition. It's a standalone pack. I downloaded it, been playing it. I'm having a good time with it. So I definitely wanted to mention that. So I guess because we're on driving, let's just talk about driving altogether. So the layoffs, sad thing for Drive Club, but the next thing is pretty exciting because Toe Jam and Earl, Back in the Groove, gets funded. Xbox Live is going to offer 6 games in April instead of 3, right? Which is pretty exciting. Rod Ferguson, studio manager at Black Tusk, the devs behind the next Gears of War, says that there are no Marcus Phoenix collections in development right now, which is sad. But you know what? In a world of delays and remasters, I think just bring out the delays and remasters, because there's individuals who didn't play, who did not, or they don't have an Xbox 360, and they will not spend additional money to go back into last gen to play these titles. So because the individuals coming out with these delays, not coming out with these delays, but the individuals who are coming out with these remasters, right, understand that there's a lot of individuals who will not go back and buy a PS3, and they will not go back and buy an Xbox 360. So we need to offer our experience to them on this platform, which is PS4 and Xbox One or PC or whatever. So I'm not mad about it. I think it's absolutely incredible that, you still have an opportunity to play games like Batman, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City, right? I think those are the games. Those were last gen. So those are exciting things. So no Marcus Phoenix collection right now, but Predator is going to be in Mortal Kombat X. Liu Kang is going to be in Mortal Kombat X, and the last gen Mortal Kombat X will be delayed. So that's current information on that. As I touched on, Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City bundle, that's coming soon. Definitely be excited about that. It's awesome because there's some individuals, as I said, they will not go back to last gen to play stuff. Maybe if their friends have it, they might borrow the system to play it, but they're not gonna go buy it. Not everyone's gonna just put that money out. They may go out and buy a new 3DS, the new red and the new black, or something like that, or maybe something completely different. So be excited about it. It's not a bad thing. So Batman Arkham Knight, delayed until June 23rd. I believe that was supposed to come out the first week of June, so now it's pushed back. And that's fine. No problem. It is what it is. June 23rd, just wait for it. Be excited about it, and that's what's going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the word on Bloodborne? What's the word on Bloodborne? So when I went to Metacritic, and I saw Bloodborne was right up there in terms of overall reviews with, what was it? Grand Theft Auto 5. I think Grand Theft Auto got a 97. Bloodborne got like a 93. But my thing is, I hear a lot of complaints and the community, air quotes, if you will, right? So I hear a lot of complaints in the community, and why? So here's the thing I was thinking about. I said, why? What is it? Will it end with Bloodborne? Why do I hear complaints about a particular game? So Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and games in that genre, right? Very hard one-hit kills or 2-3 hit kills or whatever. Grinders to some degree. Dungeon grinders somewhat, but very difficult. Not for the faint of heart. Not my thing, right? I don't play games like that. Bullet hell, maybe I'll play that. Shmups, if you will, shoot 'em ups or whatever. I'll play those, because I'll kind of try to evade the bullets thinking I'm nice or whatever. I'll play that. But I'm not necessarily going to play Dark Souls, even though I think I have Dark Souls for Xbox 360. I'm not necessarily going to play Bloodborne because it's not my thing, right? It's just not my thing. But I'm not going to say that the game is bad. I'm not going to say that the game is bad. And I'm not going to rate it low because I don't like it. I have to recognize that if it's not my genre, if it's not in my wheelhouse of things that I like, because I know what I like when it comes to games. So if Bloodborne is not in my wheelhouse, Dark Souls is not in my wheelhouse, if somebody else is enjoying the game for what it is and that's their game and their wheelhouse, then that's fine with me. You go ahead, have fun. You do what you have to do. But I'm not going to say that me personally, I'm talking about me, just telling you how I feel about it. I'm not going to tell you I don't like the game because it's difficult, right? If the game is difficult, it's difficult for a reason. They designed it that way. If it's one hit kill, like if you remember, so Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy was a very difficult game. It's not for the faint of heart. I know some people can die anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 deaths in their lifetime for a Super Meat Boy. If that's not your game, then you're not going to play it. But if the game is good and you play it and it's not in your wheelhouse and you give it a bad grade or a low rating, that is you as an influencer, especially if you're an influencer and people listen to what you have to say, that is bad. You're not doing your homework, right? Don't do that. Because if as an influencer, people listen to what you say, whether they agree with you or not, you still have a responsibility to tell them the truth. So here's the thing. Another thing while I'm on it, I'm going to let you know how I feel about this thing, right? So Bloodborne, I watch videos on Bloodborne. I do not have a PS4. I have no right to talk about the game like I played it, right? I could only share some experiences from an outsider looking in, right? Because that's my perspective. I'm an outsider looking in on Bloodborne. And I want to just check something real quick, make sure that everything is still moving on. Okay, cool. So we're still in business, right? So as an outsider looking in, I want to make sure that I understand what I understand to some degree, but there's a gate for me, there's a gate, and I have to stop at that gate because I have no right to really talk about Bloodborne the way I would love to because I don't have the platform to play it. So watching videos is not full immersion, or immersion. I think I said that. Yeah, it's not full immersion into the experience because I can't really tell you how I really feel about the game because I didn't experience it. So me watching videos, I'm a spectator from the outside. That's what I'm a spectator, okay? From the outside because I never experienced the game the way you experience the game, especially if you play it on a regular basis because you got it or Dark Souls, that's your thing or whatever. Right? So I'm a spectator, right? And as a spectator, I can only share with you until I get to that gate. Once I'm at that gate, I can't get in, right? Because the gate is closed for me, right? But based on what I experienced, you can't say if you reach the gate and the gate can't open for you that you have the same experience as somebody who's inside the gate on the other side, those who actually played the game. So you watching videos, you're at the gate. The gate is not open to you. Okay, because you didn't physically handle the controller to play the game. I don't know. I had to get that out, right? That it is what it is. So Metal Slug 3 is available now on PS3, PS4, and Vita. Definitely check that out. It's one of my favorite games. Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug series. I think they did Metal Slug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe Metal Slug X or something like that. I love that series. Next Destiny update is due out in April and will feature more vault space. So definitely check that out. I still play that game. So, I'm with a lot of you, who's still playing Destiny. Listen, we got to get our grind this weekend, the weekend of the 28th, the weekend of the 28th. I think Xur has the Mida Multi-Tool or Mida Multi-Tool, however you say that. So I picked up one extra one for one of my characters. I didn't realize that thing was so expensive. It's like 23 coins. But I definitely picked it up because I wanted an extra one, because that's one of the most balanced weapons in the game. And then the Suros regime is still up there, along with Gjallarhorns, some of the most sought after rocket launchers and stuff like that. So I'm in there. I picked up an extra meter multi-tool. I think I'm like 1 or 2 away from having one of my characters be 32. I'm working on having my characters get to 32 one moment at a time. I need to do more bounties for Eris Morn, right? I need to do more bounties for Eris Morn. And as I do more bounties for Eris Morn, I'll be able to buy the Radiant Shards instead of trying to get them a little bit at a time through the raids and stuff like that. So that's where I am with Destiny. Still loving it, still having fun, still enjoying it. Now, the next shooter, which is exciting to many, especially those in Russia, not necessarily to us, unless we find a way to play it. Halo Online, based on a modified version of the Halo 3 engine, heads exclusively to Russia. So I was really excited about that until I saw the suits, which I'm still kind of excited because it's Halo. The suits look like Tron type suits. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it is what it is. So Halo Online, that's coming exclusively to Russia. And I know Activision did their Call of Duty Online exclusively to China, if I remember correctly. So definitely hit me up on that. Let me know what it is. So as it's coming to me, so this episode is going to be theshowradio.info/242. So in terms of the notes, all the notes will be found there. theshowradio.info/242. Okay, so next thing I definitely want to touch on, and then we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. I definitely want to make sure I mention something to you guys. I need to actually put it in right there in the notes real time, so I remember to talk about it. So next thing, Nintendo's deal with DNA has been in the works for 5 years. Why did Nintendo go with DNA instead of Japan's #1 mobile company, Gung Ho Online? One word: persistence. Now here's the thing. So I was thinking about this and where I was going to go with this when it comes to persistence. Persistence is something that you need to have as an indie platform individual. So whatever you're bringing to the world, whatever it is, on whatever level it is, you need to have persistence. So here's the thing. For the last 5 years up until now that we saw the deal come through with DNA and Nintendo, DNA has been on Nintendo's back for the last 5 years, asking them to make this deal with them. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys, gals, you watch indie podcasters, get things or, get review copies or get, product samples and stuff like that. But most of the individuals who are, I'll say, non-content creators, or even content creators who are not persistent in their craft, there's a little jealousy that goes with that, right? Instead of working harder to get the results that you're looking for, you want to lean back and be jealous of what you're seeing. So persistence goes a long way. And then, there's a lot of things that I know for a fact that when I talk with, the podcasting circle people that I hang out with and stuff like that, I'll talk to on a regular basis. There's a lot of stuff that they go through that they don't necessarily share on the show, because it will sound like they're whining and complaining. And it's not like we're whining and complaining. We want to share with you on a level that we hope that you understand that this is not light work. Not everybody's built for this. You'll start a podcast, you go from episode 1 to episode 10, you're going to be like, yo, this is too much work. I don't want to do it anymore. Not everybody's built to go to 50 or 100 or 150 episodes. Not everybody's built that way. You have to be persistent and you have to want it. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen. So DNA wanted it. They wanted a deal with Nintendo, so they got it. Because after 5 years, they put in that work on continue asking Nintendo, hey, by the way, Nintendo, we really love to work with you. We hope that we can have that partnership in the near future, year 1. Hey, Nintendo, we want to work with you. We hope that we can build that partnership year 3. Hey, Nintendo, we want to work with you. We want to have that partnership with you year 5. 5 years. And I can even think about, some of the things that I requested to review. I'm not going to name names, not going to name drop or anything like that. But I know one particular product took 8 months for me to get it for review. And maybe you've had longer months. Yeah, you're probably laughing at me because I said 8 months. Another product took maybe almost a year of me asking, 3, 6, 9 months to actually see if I can get the product into my hands, right? But sometimes you go through that process and you don't even get it. But when you do get it after the persistent, period, and it comes into your hands, you have every right. I will release you today, okay, to say that you have every right to take a picture and post it all over the internet, because no one knows what you went through to get that, whatever that is, right? Post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on Twitter, whatever the platform is. Make a video about it. Show it to the world, because no one, unless you sit there and explain to them what happened for you to even get to that point, no one knows why or how it got to your hands, right? So celebrate that thing. Whatever that thing is, celebrate it. You earned that. You worked for that. You put in that work. You asked every month, right? No, not everybody's built for that. But we hope that you're built for it. So definitely go out and get yours, whatever that is, right? So it is what it is. Okay, so Satoru Iwata, I'm going to leave that alone because I'm really hype about it. So Satoru Iwata says that the Zelda geared towards Netflix isn't based on correct IP data. So I guess the storyline may be a little off or whatever the case might be. That's a Time article that's going to be linked in the show notes, theshowradio.info/242. Last but not least is what everybody was sad about a little bit when the news came out. I believe it just came out Friday. Let me check my dates here. It came out Friday the 27th. Nintendo came out and they said that they were going to delay the Wii U version of Zelda, which was supposed to come out 2015. It was supposed to be viewed on, or checked out at E3 on the show floor and stuff like that. But it was mentioned that it was not going to happen. And here's the thing. Here's why this is a good thing. Let me talk about this for a second. Here's why this is a good thing. All right. So I read the statement and stuff like that. So Ionuma says that over the last 3 months, the development team has come up with, first thing, new ideas, right? So they come up with new ideas. So they're like, you know what? We need to implement this in Zelda, but we can't implement this in Zelda unless we push it back or push it out, right? So whatever reason that Batman Arkham Knight is pushed to the 23rd of June, whatever reason that they delayed The Witcher, pushed back to whatever reason, hey, it is what it is. So the first thing mentioned is new ideas. So whether it's microtransactions, a different array of weapons for Zelda, aesthetics, cosmetics, whatever the new idea is, storyline, add-ons within the game, not DLC, but add-ons within the game or whatever, if that makes any sense. Experience to make it a compilation of a game. Whatever that new idea is, whatever. It is what it is, okay? So it says new ideas for the game. Rather than cut them or amend them. So rather than put them out or dismiss them completely to make a deadline like a lot of companies do, you've seen it, I've seen it, a lot of companies do that, right? So rather do that than do that and just leave it out, okay? Rather than cutting it and amending it, Nintendo says, hey, we're going to just hold off for a little bit because we want to explore these ideas that we want to see if we can put into this game to make it hot, right? So the team will be working without a specific deadline. That's the other thing. So the game will be ready when it's ready, okay? So we're going to apologize for that. It's going to be ready when it's ready. And what do we know Nintendo for? Nintendo, I mean, if I remember correctly, on Nintendo's box, there's a seal of excellence, right? And this is what we expect from the content that we consume, from the videos that we watch, from the games that we play. We expect this seal of excellence on them, right? And if we don't see that seal of excellence, but the seal of excellence is going to be displayed and the outcome or the result of the product, right? If a product is garbage, it's garbage. No one needs to convince you that it's garbage. If you're convincing yourself that it's good, I don't know. I don't know I don't know if we can have a conversation about that. But the fact of the matter is they are working without a specific deadline. They apologize for it. And you know what? The culture that Nintendo built, it's a culture of excellence. Who doesn't love Nintendo? I have not met any individual have a real valid reason why they do not love Nintendo. I haven't, I don't think I ever will because the culture is so amazing what they've built. And PlayStation is doing the same thing. And Xbox is doing the same thing. So I'm including all of the individuals that are trying to be better in their craft and the products that they deliver. I got to give it to them. I guess maybe because I'm looking at it from the business standpoint, and I know some individuals are just looking at it of the fact that, okay, I got my $65. I'm going to pay for this game. It better be good out of the box. I agree. But we live in a world where we forgive some things, right? And we got to keep moving on. But, okay, they apologized. You expected the game at the end of 2015. They're no longer making the game as a priority to be released in 2015, okay, because of all the different things we mentioned. New ideas. They're not going to cut and amend to make a deadline. We've seen that from companies or whatever, right? And they are working without a specific deadline. We know that for a fact based on what they mentioned. They apologized, and their priority right now is to make the ultimate and most complete Zelda game. That's their priority right now. And I can't be mad at that, because the seal of excellence should be in everything that we do. We should take an example from Nintendo. Whatever content you're creating, product, or whatever you got going on right now in the world, YouTube, whatever you're putting out, Periscope, Meerkat, whatever you're doing, right? That you need to present that thing in such a way where people can consume it. It's easily entreated. It's easily received, right? So people need to feel that. They need to feel like they can be understood, and you understand them on the same level, right? So I appreciate what Nintendo is doing, and I guess why is this a good thing? Because at the end of this is at the end of all this is said and done. At the end of this road for Zelda Wii U, it's going to be a product of excellence coming from Nintendo. That's why this is a good thing. So why is this a good thing? Because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a good, solid product from Nintendo. It's going to be hot. So let me just check one more thing before I go into my last point, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay? So here it is. So I have 3 circles around me. Okay? So shout out to all you listening right now. You made it to the end. Awesome. I appreciate it. Wherever you're listening from, it means a lot. Definitely subscribe to the show. That means a lot. I can't push what I'm trying to push without your support. Okay, right now I have 45 iTunes reviews, so I'm gonna keep it real, right? Right now I have 45 iTunes reviews. We can make it to 100 because I see the download numbers. I see you listening. It means a lot. I see you retweeting. I appreciate that. All those things is appreciated, but we can make it to 100. So let's push towards 100. Let's make a commitment. Me and you, let's make a commitment that as long as I keep putting the shows out, because you've listened to maybe 1, 2, 3 in the past, you haven't left a review yet on iTunes. I'm not going to go email a whole bunch of individuals to do that because that's not inside my wheelhouse. This is my wheelhouse right here. You listening to me is my wheelhouse right now. So I'm talking directly to you. So if you've listened to the show in the past, and I'll say it takes a long time to prepare for the show, but you may not care about that. All I'm asking is for you to take a few seconds, go on iTunes, listen to the lady at the end, and definitely leave a review for me. That's all I'm asking. So I can make the extra push, to go different areas and make that different push to go into select areas that I can go to. But I can't do that without you. I can't do that without your help. I can't do that the way I want to without you subscribing. I can't do that the way I want to without you leaving iTunes reviews. I'm real talk. I'm just keeping it real. Okay? All right, so getting back to what I was going to say, my last point, and I'm going to close. So circles. I keep 3 specific circles around me, and there's a specific reason why I keep them. So I definitely want to mention this. And I started talking about it on Facebook, which I don't really broadcast my Facebook or whatever, but I wanted to bring that knowledge of me just talking to myself here, right? Because usually I talk to myself a lot. Not crazy, but I just talk to myself. So I keep 3. So I'm kind of going to read it and then I'm going to go into it. So I keep 3 circles around me or near me. 3 specific circles, like a trifecta. The first one is, well, actually, I didn't put them in the order. Maybe I should put them in order. That would make sense. I got to look at it again and put it in order. The first one is, the way I listed on Facebook is the podcaster circle. Okay, so I put the podcaster circle, the Andrew circle, and the one I didn't really talk about on Facebook is the Neo circle. Okay, not really a circle. It's really a state of mind and a work ethic. So we'll talk about that. So I'm just going to kind of read it verbatim and then kind of go into it. I'll touch on this first 2 and maybe include the third one in the show radio media, which I'm doing right now because the third one's going to be mentioned here. Only here for now. I guess we'll see how it works out. Or or something. So yeah, so here we go. So the Andrew circle. So this circle is with folks who aren't podcasters. They're really family members, close-knit friends, individuals I bring into that circle. That circle is really, really small. That's the first circle. This is the circle where the individuals who knew me before the show and they're still with me. So we're going back relationships from 10 plus years. This particular circle, as I think about it, keeps me very humble. Although they call me by my gamer tag and they talk about the show and stuff like that, that circle is for me to remember that I once didn't have a platform to speak. I once didn't know the people I've met. I once didn't collaborate with the people I collaborate. I once was not featured on Hot 97. All those things. So that particular circle reminds me that I'm just a dude. And whenever someone says, oh, I saw you here, or oh, I saw you there, nah, I'm just a dude. That circle keeps me grounded to remember that I'm just a dude. And my faith also, obviously, on many levels. But I wanted that circle to make sure that I'm just a normal dude. They know when I eat, what I eat sometimes. They know when I go to bed. They laugh at my lame jokes. That circle is very close-knit. And sometimes, depending on what I see in the community, I will look out and I'll bring someone into that culture, close-knit, and they'll see how vulnerable everyone is in the circle, and that may make them better. That may even change who they are when they come into that circle. My circle. It's a selfish circle, if you will, but it's my circle. Sometimes I bring people in, and it's crazy in there. But that's the first circle, okay? And I think everyone should have a circle like that, where you have to have individuals before you were whoever you are out there that they know you can be grounded. A lot of people don't have that. They're not grounded. They make very interesting decisions and moves, which make no sense to me. And they forgot where they came from. I never want to forget where I came from, right? And I think you need to have something in place for that. So the first circle is the Andrew circle, okay? It's a very selfish circle, but I think it allows me to be vulnerable. It allows me to be real. It allows me to be approachable. It makes sure that I'm not a prick. I'm not a twit. It's that kind of a circle, and I keep that. That's one of the circles I really, hold on to. Right. So that's the Andrew circle. So the next one is the podcaster circle. The podcaster circle is just what it sounds like. It's a circle of podcasters. I hang with podcasters. I chase them. I compete with them directly. I collaborate with them selectively. Right. So that particular circle, I'm chasing them in terms of content, or I'm learning from them directly because I speak to them, or I'm learning from them indirectly. So that circle is needed for the growth of the community. Sometimes even the individuals that listen to this particular podcast will come here and listen to this podcast for whatever reason, because they heard my name mentioned on that podcast or whatever it is. And they're like, oh, okay, let me check this out. This random dude, who calls his show with no name or whatever. Let me go check him out. And then they come here and they go, oh, this is pretty cool. I like what's going on here. Maybe I'll hang out, listen to a couple more episodes. And then they either become a supporter, right? On many levels or whatever that is, right? That's what happens. So I keep that circle pretty close too, because it's part of the triangle. So they're all close, right? So the podcaster circle, I allow myself to be vulnerable to a lot of men and women in a podcasting circle, because I believe you should constantly allow yourself to learn. The day you stop learning is the day you die, right? Physically or spiritually or philosophically or metaphysically or whatever. The day you stop learning is the day you die. So I never want to get to a point where I stop learning. And this is where the Neo circle comes in. Now, if you remember Neo, I don't remember as well as I should remember it at this point in time as I'm talking about it. But the Neo circle for me is the constant learning ethic, work ethic of gathering information, data. We live in a world where there's so much information out there, but there's a lot of great information out there that you can be taking in to make yourself better for your platform, right? And I believe that the more you take in, it's going to be easier for you to bring that stuff out, and it's going to show that you're growing, right? So I listen to, and this is where the Neo circle comes in, and part of the triangle. I listen to at least, not a week, at least, depending on the day, 8 to 12 podcasts a day, right? That may sound extreme to you. That's fine. But I listen to 8 to 12 podcasts a day. Most of it is business stuff, not necessarily self-help stuff, actionable item shows, and those kind of things. I don't listen to as much game shows as I used to. Game shows meaning like video gaming podcasts and stuff like that, because I believe that I don't want to listen to it so much that I lose my personality and I become their personality and I sound like them, if that makes any sense. So I really don't listen to as much video game shows as I used to, maybe a handful, maybe 3 to 5 max. Once in a while, I jump in to let you know, especially if you're a podcaster, you're in the podcasting circle, I need you to know that whether I say it or not, I'm still supporting you and your content. You know, whether you think I listen or not, I'm still supporting your content. So you kind of get that through the Neo circle, that I'm still supporting the podcaster circle, and I still allow myself to be humble, and the Andrew circle, which is the selfish circle. So the Neo factor is me putting chips in my head and my brain and acquiring the data that I need to be better as a podcaster, as a husband, as a dad, because a lot of people don't know I've been married for 15 years. You know, my wife is smoking hot. She gets hotter every day. I don't know how she does that, but it's amazing, right? And I still want to have, you know, and I want to be relatable to not just my wife, my daughter, you know, moms, dads, bros, sisters, you know what I'm saying? I want to be relatable to everybody. And the only way I can be relatable to everybody is the Neo circle, right? And the Neo circle allows me to be informed, you know, on many levels, because I listen to so many shows. I mean, as far as like how many podcasts I'm subscribed to, I don't even know at this point. But whenever someone mentions a podcast on a particular episode, I go check to see if I already have it. And I listen to the podcast on, I think, 1.6 times. So so when you're talking normal, it's my brain has already processed it because I listen to the shows on faster speeds. And a lot of podcasters do that because they want to consume more content. And that's how I'm able to consume 8 to 12 podcasts a day. But you have to be subscribed to so many shows to make that happen, right? So these are some of the things. So I definitely wanted to share that with you today. So the podcasting circles is one. The Andrew circle is one. The Neo circle is not necessarily a circle, it's a work ethic, as I mentioned. And these are the things that allow me to be grounded and focused on what I'm doing. It allows me to be relatable to people. It allows me to be a vault, not of glass, but a vault of adamantium, you know, the most impenetrable, undestroyable kind of thing, because I believe that in a space like this, when you're speaking to people and people are actually listening to you and they're paying attention to what you say and what you do, you have to be able to retain information and be trustworthy and the space, right? Because if person A tells me they hate person B and person B tells me they hate person A, but yet I still have a great relationship with person A and B, that takes that takes a specific individual and to do that, and you have to have the tools to do that. And I think the only way you can have the tools is by reading, which I do, and listening to podcasts, which I do, and stuff like that. And, you know, look at the news and try to be informed of the culture and different things that are happening around the world. So just to a recap of what we talked about in this particular episode, I'm going to do a recap, then we'll get out of here. So starting from the top, we talked about Google and Google Maps. We talked about T-Mobile added Tidal Music. We talked about Dead Rising, Pony Express by Google. We talked about X-Files, Galaxy S6, Galaxy S6 Edge. Talked about Alan Wake, Symantec, Robotoki, Joe Montana 16, which I'm still surprised at. Drive Club, Toe Jam and Earl, Xbox Live Gold, 6 games coming out in April. No Marcus Phoenix Collection, Predator, Liu Kang, we talked about Batman's, we talked about Metal Slug, Destiny, Halo Online, we talked about Zelda is delayed, which is a good thing. These are the things that we talked about in this particular episode of the show radio. I thank you for taking the time to listen. Like I was saying before, I need to push this even more. I want to get to 100 as far as iTunes reviews are concerned. You can help me do that. I can't sign up with 100 names and then, you know, keep reviewing myself. I need you guys to really support the show, because I know you appreciate the show. I need you to tangibly show that. I'm not asking you for your money. I'm just asking you to go on iTunes and take care of that. So I appreciate it. If you guys can do that, it'd be great. Thanks for listening to episode 242 of The Show Radio. The link for that will be theshowradio.info/242. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
You're listening to The Show Radio. Visit our blog at theshowradio.info. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes at theshowradio.info/iTunes.